Day three, first day in pads is always a spirited day, and changing some things around with what we're doing from a practice standpoint, I think really created a lot of intensity and excitement and enthusiasm in the practice today. I thought some guys were flying around. It goes back to what we said the other day. The experience on the defensive side of the ball is definitely showing up right now. And with as much as we've thrown at them offensively, we're a long way away from being able to put it together as an offense. It's just incredibly inconsistent. We had some guys make some really good plays, but we're just really inconsistent right now, and that's what we got to keep working on. That's why we have 26 practices left before our first game. But I like the attitude. I like the intensity. I like the way they were flying around out there and the way that they were hitting in a physical day right now with our first day in pads.
Was there anything positive to take away from the offense?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, as you watch a film, you're going to go back, and what I see in practice is the linebackers unblocked. The guard doubled the three instead of working up to the linebacker. So it makes you look bad, and you can't consistently get anything moving. But I thought Eddie Johnson did some really good things today. I thought Andy McClendon did some really good things today. Really pleased with the way they came along. Getting into inside drill for the first time. I like the way a couple of those young running backs are running the ball and some of the things that they're doing. They're physical. They like to run hard. I like what I saw at them, and I think if you're physical, we can always teach them what to do, but it's hard when they know what to do, but they're not very physical. You don't have a lot of hope in that. So I saw a lot of encouraging things out there that I really like, but as much as we threw in, like we talked about with about 60% of the offense in and throwing it all at them, guy like Cody out there, there's about 3 times today where he heard one thing, thought another. They're just in a little bit of sensory overload, and that's the consistency that I talk about where we got to get better, and we just need to keep repping it and repping it and repping it, and we need as much teamwork as we can get as an offense right now.
Talked about the O-line yesterday and how you like to see them in pads to
Yep.
get a good idea. Now that they're in shoulder pads today, what did you see out there?
Well, I saw him being physical, but I saw him being inconsistent. I like I said, a lot of good things. I think there's some great things at the point of attack, but there's just way too many assignment things right now. And, our defense isn't exactly a static, sit still type of defense. So you're teaching your blocking schemes in advanced calculus rather than 2 + 2 is 4. You don't get to start at the beginning. So right off the chutes, and I don't want to do anything to limit our defense's growth or their progress, just so our offense can have some false success right now. So I think it's good, and that's why everybody always says the defense is ahead of the offense, because it's, when you get to the point where you can put a hat on a hat, and every man is blocked, then you start to really read, can we maintain a block? Do we have a base? Are we physical enough? What's our pad level like? And defensively, can we get off a block and beat it? But it doesn't do a lot for me when we run an inside zone and the linebacker's unblocked and steps up in the hole, and we say, he makes the tackle. So that's where we gotta get for our team. We got to get more consistent so we can keep getting better on both sides.
Did you think that maybe the physical wall was part of the inconsistent play from the O-line, or was it just the first day in pads and they?
No, I think it's the assignments. It's much more assignments than it was a physical wall. It was just being a physical day. I didn't think they shied away from contact. I thought there was some hitting out there today for the first day. I mean, if anything, we'll have to tone it down a little bit and keep teaching them how to work together, staying off the ground, all those type of things. But I certainly didn't think. I thought, if anything, the pads kind of created the excitement and the energy and probably created a little bit more adrenaline. Guys get worked up. Snaps were a little inconsistent today. We had about 4 or 5 bad snaps today, and it just makes the whole thing look bad, because you go back and watch the film, you may have 3 linemen that picked a guy up, took him 4 yards downfield and buried him, but the quarterback's back there 15 yards on the ball, and it makes it look bad. So I think there were some great individual efforts today, but I think as a team, it's way too early to put the big picture together yet.
I know we've been talking about this really the first 3 days, but you think these first 3 days versus last year's first 3 days, they look like maybe, I don't want to be too extreme, but they look like completely different teams.
There's a lot more talent on the field. There's a lot more talent. There's a lot more speed on the field, and I think they're much more aggressive than we were a year ago. I still think, like I said, I can't do big picture, but individually, I think there's a lot more talent on the field. They love the game and the way they play. I mean, when we go team, it's a hoot and holler drill, and we're not shying away from it. It's ones versus ones. It's goods versus goods, and that's where it gets competitive, where all of a sudden it's your first offensive line against your first defensive line, and everybody's got some pride in them, and they're out there and they're trying to win.
In terms of some of the new wrinkles offensively with trying to get that fullback in there, seal the edges you talked about, so far through 3 days, do you like what you see with them, and what do they need to do going forward to help the offense?
Get consistent, where we know what to do on a consistent basis. I mean, I keep saying that, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but It's one of those ones where one time he lined up, he went the wrong way. I mean, then next time he goes out and he does a great job. So I'm seeing enough to encourage me that it's going to have a chance, but still way too early to tell.
I guess a better question would be then, how vital are they in helping the offense move forward?
We have not had any bigs here at all. Like I said, through 3 days, 2 of them in shorts, it's way too early. First scrimmage is when we'll start really putting it together. What are we good enough to do? If we're better as a spread team and 4 wides and a quarterback that can throw it and some speed on the perimeter to make some big plays, then we'll be more of a spread football team. If we're not as good spreading it and we can't do it and we can't win one-on-one and we can't make the reads and can't protect the quarterback, then we'll try and protect an edge. But I think the versatility is the thing that we're looking for more than anything. I just don't know if we're going to be able to get it yet.
When would you like to figure out your offensive identity? I know the obvious question is
As soon as possible.
But realistically,
By the first scrimmage in 2 weeks. I want to give ourselves 2 weeks doing what we're doing, and then we'll evaluate where we are and what we got to do to get ready for the season.